statement, what it states, when there are many voltage sources connected in parallel, okay, many voltage sources connected in parallel can be put into a single voltage source with its series resistance. That was the theorem statement. So we'll go with the second example here. Using Millman's theorem, find the current through RL. We have to find the current through RL is equal to 10 ohm. So this is the resistor that we have to do. So you have to find the current through this RL. Getting it? How many there we have here? We have three voltage sources. All are of same polarity, minus plus minus plus minus plus. So it is simple. Just use go with the formula E1 by Z1, E2 by Z2 plus E3 by Z3. Substitute it as 22 by 5. Next is 12, 48 by 12, and next is 12 by 4. Divided by 1 by Z1, 1 by Z2, 1 by Z3 is nothing but 1 by 5 plus 1 by 12 plus 1 by 4. 1 by 5. Okay. So you'll get equivalent voltage E. So equivalent voltage E is 21.37. Fine. Next we want that series resistance. So 1 by Z is 1 by Z1 plus 1 by Z2 plus 1 by Z3. So you'll get 1.875. This is the equivalent circuit. After finding the equivalent voltage and its series resistor, you have to compulsory put the equivalent circuit. So this is the equivalent circuit. Okay, this should be done compulsory. And we have to find the current in the 10 ohm resistor. How to find the current? Just find the loop current here. I is nothing, for main current I is equal to V by R. V is 21.37 divided by total resistance is 10 plus 1, 11. 11.87 will get I. Okay, and if that is total current. If you want the current only, so current only in this branch or voltage across this branch, E naught is equal to I into R. I is 1.8 into R is 10. That is 18 volts. They have told you to find E naught across the 10 ohm resistor. Okay. So E naught is I into R. What is I? I is the current in this loop. The same current will be in this branch also. So that current into resistance will give us the voltage E naught. So in Millman's theorem, important is remember the formula. See the polarities of the voltage sources. That is important. See here all are minus plus minus plus minus plus. So I have written everything in the positive. If any one polarity changes, you should remember. See the next problem. Determine the current I2 by applying. You have to determine the current I2. So this is the current I2. Here there are three voltage sources. One is plus minus plus minus. The other voltage source is minus plus. That you should be careful. So it is 20 by 5, 40 by 6 minus 10 by 4. Getting it? It is minus 10 by 4 divided by 1 by 5 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 4. That completely will get a equivalent voltage E, that is 13.24, and its equivalent impedance is how much? 1 by 5 plus 1 by 6 plus 1 by 4. Okay, you will get equivalent impedance also. What they have told, you have to find the current I2 across 2 ohm resistor. After finding equivalent voltage and its resistance, you have to draw the equivalent circuit. Equivalent circuit should be drawn. Next, we have to find current here. You will not go with the voltage, only the current you have to find. So it is nothing but the voltage divided by resistance. It is 13.24 divided by 3.62. So that is the equivalent voltage current you get. Okay, current through 2 ohm resistor. So this is the second example, and the third one is it has come in terms of, they have written in terms of polar form. Okay, it is 10 at an angle, 100 at an angle 0, 90 at an angle 45, 80 at an angle 30. And the polarities of the starting two voltage sources are in one direction, the other one is in the opposite direction. So you have to take 100 at an angle 0 divided by 5. Okay, that both will be positive. The third one, that is minus 80 at an angle 30. Okay, that is important. Next, just substitute in the calculator. You put it in the polar form and substitute it, or you can put in the rectangular form also. So you'll get the answer 66.6. Okay, try this. Put in the calculator and see it. Next, find out the equivalent impedance. Fine, and the total current I is equal to what they have told. You have to question is you have to find the current I across the 4 plus J3. Okay, this is the load. 4 plus J3 is the load. They are not mentioned in the question. You have to remember it is 4 plus J3. So I is equal to V by R. V is the total voltage. Okay. Divided by R is how much? 4 plus J3 and the equivalent, that is 2.85. Okay. Put together you will get the current I. So these are the three examples that we have seen in Millman's theorem. So three important theorems we have completed now. One is superposition theorem, one is reciprocity theorem, and next is the Millman's theorem. Next we'll go on. Next three theorems depend on each other. This Thevenin's, Norton's, and maximum power transfer. Okay, first you have to learn what is Thevenin's, then Norton's, then maximum power transfer. It is in continuation with this theorem. All the three one will go together. So first we'll concentrate on what is Thevenin's and Norton's theorem. What is the statement of it? I will just read it once again. Once more. Any linear bilateral network, okay, in any linear bilateral network, the network may be very complicated or very complex one. However complicated it may be, if it is connected to a load impedance, remember, if it is connected to a load impedance, that complicated network may be replaced by a, okay, the complicated network may be replaced by a simple equivalent circuit containing a voltage source. So that complete complicated network, what we are doing, we are replacing it with a simple equivalent circuit containing a voltage source and an impedance in series with it. Okay, we are replacing it with a voltage source, and voltage source will always have an impedance in series with it. Okay, how we will do that? The voltage of the voltage source is equal to the open circuit voltage across the load terminals. How to find out the voltage? You have to find the voltage across the load terminals. So when you do the example, you will understand. First you have to see which is the load terminal. That load terminal should be open circuited. After open circuiting it, you have to find the voltage across it. And the value of the impedance, okay, this is how we'll get the voltage source. Okay, the first two sentences will tell about the voltage source. Next, how to find out the series impedance? That is done by the value of the impedance is equal to the equivalent impedance of the network viewed from the load terminals. Looking from the load terminals, okay, when we look from the load terminals, how the impedance looks like in the network, how the resistance are there, okay, looking from the load terminal. In that network, what they will do, they will replace all the voltage sources by short circuit and current sources by open circuit. So whenever we find equivalent impedance, what we have to do, the voltage sources should be shorted and current sources should be open circuited, and only resistance should be there in the network, and we have to look from the load terminal. Then only we can find out the equivalent impedance. The meaning of this sentence will follow when we do the example. So this Thevenin's theorem will completely deal with the voltage source. That is important. Okay. In Thevenin's theorem, we will be telling only about this voltage source. Voltage source. Okay. And the series impedance. That is important. Thevenin's theorem. So how we will draw the network here? So there is a complicated network here, and there is a load terminal. ZL is the load terminal. So this completely complicated network is replaced by a voltage source E0. Okay, it is replaced by a voltage source E0 with series impedance Z0. Okay, E0 and Z0 are called Thevenin's equivalent voltage and impedance, and this load terminal is written as it is. Fine. So E0 or ETH. Okay, we call it as ETH also, E0 also. It is Thevenin's equivalent voltage or open circuit voltage across the load terminals. That is important. What is this E0? E0 is Thevenin's equivalent voltage or open circuit voltage across the load terminals. And what is this Z0? Z0 is Thevenin's equivalent impedance. E0 and Z0. Then next, what will be our load current IL? IL is nothing but the Thevenin's voltage, that is E0 divided by Z0 plus ZL. Okay, combination of Thevenin's impedance and load impedance, that will give us the load current IL. So this is the formula that will be used. Next I'll tell about the Norton's theorem now. That is a statement of Thevenin's theorem. Norton's theorem is just dual. Okay, we have seen duality also. Thevenin and Norton, they are dual. So wherever voltage is there, here it will be replaced by current source. So the statement is any linear bilateral network connected to a load impedance may be replaced by a simple equivalent circuit containing a current source. That is important. What it is containing? It is containing a current source. So when it is a current source, its impedance will be what? Impedance is in parallel. Okay, containing a current source with an impedance parallel with it. Rest all wherever voltage is there, there all it will be replaced by current. Okay, the same statement from the Thevenin's. The current of the current source is equal to the short circuit. What we had written there for Thevenin's, we had written open circuit. Here it is short circuit current across the load terminals, and the value of the impedance is equal to the equivalent impedance of the network viewed from the load terminals, replacing all the voltage sources by short circuit and current sources by open circuit. Okay, this is just the dual of the Thevenin's theorem. In Thevenin's theorem, the load terminal or will be shorted, and you will find in in Norton's theorem, the load terminal will be open circuited and voltage. Once again, I'll tell. In Thevenin's theorem, the load terminal will be open circuited and we'll find out the voltage across it. In Norton's theorem, the load terminal will be shorted and we'll find current across the load terminal. Okay, that is important. So what we'll do here, there is a complicated network. We have IL and ZL. This complicated network is replaced by a current source. Okay, it is replaced by a current source with parallel impedance, and this load terminal is written as it is. So Norton's theorem it is called IN, or it is also called Norton's short circuit current, that is ISC. And the load current IL, how to find out? Load current is nothing but, we know the branch current. It is like branch current only, that is main current into of the opposite branch, that is IN into Z0 divided by sum of resistances, that is Z0 plus ZL. So IL is the load current. Next we'll see the procedure they have written here. What you have to do for the Thevenin's theorem. The load terminal through which the current is to be found, or voltage, and it may be anything, is removed and an open circuit is created. That is important. First, the load terminal is removed and open circuit is created. The open circuit voltage E0 or ETH is found using mesh or node analysis. Okay, you can go with any of the method. Mesh or node you can go, and you have to find out this voltage. Next, the equivalent impedance is calculated. How to calculate equivalent impedance? If there are any voltage sources, it is short circuited, and if there are any current sources, it is open circuited. Then just Thevenin's equivalent circuit is written. The same procedure will be followed for Norton's also. Here what they will do, the load terminal through which current is to be found is removed and short circuited. That is important. For Norton's it is short circuited, and for Thevenin's it is open circuited. When you short, you have to find out the current. When you open the circuit, you have to find out the voltage. The rest all the steps are same. So we'll see one example. You will understand better about the statement what they have given. For the circuit shown, find Thevenin's and Norton's. They have put together Thevenin's and Norton's equivalent circuit, and find the current through 5 ohm resistor connected between the load terminals A and B. So this is the load terminal. A and B is the load terminal here. They have connected, they are telling that the 5 ohm resistor is connected. Okay. Here at present what they have given in the network, they have not connected any 5 ohm resistor. It is open only. If at all they were connecting here 5 ohm resistor, it should be removed. Okay, we have to remove that. At present we don't have anything like that. They have opened and given, so the load terminal is open now. So what we have to do? We have to find Thevenin's equivalent circuit across the load terminal. Thevenin's equivalent circuit, to find out what we have to know? We have to know the voltage across the load terminal. How to find out the voltage across the load terminal? I'll come to know the voltage across AB. Okay, we can find out the voltage across AB if I know the voltage at 20 ohm. Okay, there is already one voltage source, that is 20 volts. There is one resistor 20 ohm. These two voltage sources together will give me the voltage across the terminal AB. Okay, this 10 ohm is not considered because this is an open circuit. When there is an open circuit, the current will not flow in here. Only there is this loop is active. This loop is not complete. It is open at the terminals A and B. So when it is open at the terminals, there will be no voltage drop across 10 ohm. Getting it? Voltage drop across 10 ohm is 0 because no current flows in this open loop. The current only will be in the closed loop. So first to find out the voltage across AB, we'll find out the loop current I. So how much is the current I in this loop? So just write the mesh analysis. Okay, it is entering the negative. So it is minus 10 plus 10 into I. This is minus 20. Again plus 10 into I. This is 20 into I. This is plus 20. Okay, all that put together we'll get 40I minus 10 is equal to 0. So we got I as 0.25 amps. That is the current in the loop. So how much is the voltage here? That is nothing but 20 into I plus 20. Okay. One voltage drop across this resistor and one this 20 ohm or 20 volts voltage source. That is the voltage across AB. So E naught athwa Thevenin's equivalent resistor is Thevenin's equivalent E naught ETH is equal to 1 is 20. That is this 20 what they have given here. Okay, 20 plus I into 20. That is the voltage drop across the resistor. I into 20. So put together we'll get E naught is equal to 25 volts. So what is this? This is the equivalent Thevenin's voltage. So this complete complicated network was reduced to a single voltage source. That is important here. Okay, we are producing the equivalent voltage from the load terminal. Next, what we have to find out? We have to find out the series impedance for this voltage. How to find out series impedance? Looking from the load terminal. This is important. Okay, looking from the load terminal. Okay, from this in this direction. What we have to do? We have to, if there are any voltage sources, they should be shorted, and if there are any current sources, they should be opened. Since in this network we have only one voltage source, here also only two voltage sources are there, no current sources, so both should be shorted. Understand it carefully. So looking from the load terminal, that is written here, the voltage sources are shorted. Okay, the network looks like this. You have to draw this equivalent network. It looks like this. So we have 10 ohm, 10 ohm, 20 and 10. Looking from the load terminal, you have to see which are in series and which are in parallel. So 10 plus 10. Okay, these both are in series. This will become 20. Okay, 20 is in parallel with 20 and that is in parallel with 10 ohm. In that way, you have to find out the equivalent impedance. 10 plus 10, 20. Okay, this 20 is in parallel with this 20 ohm. Okay, that 10 ohm. So the total equivalent Z0 will be 20 ohm. Getting it? So this is how we find out the equivalent impedance for the Thevenin's voltage. So if we have any voltage sources, they all are shorted here. Okay. The network there were no current source. If you had a current source, you have to open it. This is one example for Thevenin's circuit. Okay, Thevenin's, after that you have to draw Thevenin's equivalent circuit. So Thevenin's equivalent circuit is 25 volts. Okay, this is Thevenin's voltage in series with 20 ohm resistor that we got from here. This is 20 ohm. What they had given, there was a load terminal AB for which 5 ohm resistor should be connected. You have to find out this current RL, you have to find out, or the load current you have to find out. So the load current IL is nothing but the voltage 25 divided by sum of resistances, that is 20 plus 5. We'll get IL is nothing but 1 amps. So the load current or the current in the 5 ohm resistor is 1 amp. And same thing, see this Thevenin's can be transformed to Norton's. Simple. Norton's what? It is a dual na. Since voltage source, just to do source transformation. Convert this voltage to current. What is the, how to convert voltage to current? I is equal to V by R. Just Norton's equivalent will be this voltage source is converted to current source. Okay, wherever the plus sign is there, there you should put the head of that arrow. Okay, direction. So it is 1.25. For current source, this resistor 20 ohm is in parallel. So 20 ohm is written in parallel with the load resistor 5 ohm. Here also you can find out the short circuit current. Okay. After finding the short circuit current, you can find out the load current also. That also will remain as 1 amps only. That is main current into resistance of the opposite branch divided by sum of resistances. This current is nothing but the short circuit current. It is called Norton's current. After finding Thevenin's, you need not go with the procedure again. Once you get Thevenin's, you can just do the source transformation and find the Norton's equivalent circuit. Just do converting the voltage to current. So this is one example. The same example you can follow by using node analysis also. We had done mesh analysis. Now we can go with node analysis also. The network is given here. We can take two nodes V1 and V2. Just put the node analysis, whatever the procedure, that is writing KCL. We write current in terms of voltage and resistance. Okay, V1 minus 10 divided by 10. So first we have to see at this node how many branches are there. There are 3 branches and there is one current source going away from the node. Okay, our assumption is it is positive. So we'll write plus 2. Just write the equations for both the nodes. Fine. This 10 ohm resistor, again there is nothing like to be considered. Okay, it is not, it is connected to this load terminal. Ignore it. Just write the equations for node 1 and node 2 and you will see that you will get the answer here. V2 is 25 volts. That is the node voltage across the terminal AB. The same answer, V2 is 25 volts. So that you can do with the node analysis the same problem. Next, we'll see one problem for Norton's theorem. How to do Norton's, I will explain you. Find the current through the branch BC using Norton's theorem. So BC is the load here. So this is the BC. Getting it? So what we have to do in Norton's theorem, the load terminal should be shorted. That is important. Okay. In Norton's theorem, the load terminal is shorted. So it is shorted here. After shorting, what you have to do? You have to find current in this branch. Okay, in BC branch, you have to find the current. We don't know what is the direction of the current. Just assume this direction. This direction is assumed here. Okay, after assuming it, next move it with how many loops are there? 2 loops, I1 and I2. Just write the mesh analysis, that is minus 2 plus 0.1 into I1. Mesh analysis you write, find out I1 and I2. Okay, what is our ISC? So the current which is in the direction, it is I1. So I1 in the direction, find it out. So I1 minus I2 will give the short circuit current. So ISC is equal to I1 minus I2. We'll get it as 0.396. So we got the short circuit current, that is the current in this branch. Next we have to find its equivalent impedance. Okay, looking from the load terminal, that is important. So the load terminal is put like this, BC. Okay, looking from the load terminal, you have to see how is the branch. Okay, how is this 10 ohm and 0.1? This both are in series. Okay, these both are also in series and they are parallel to each other. Just to do that, that is 10.1 is parallel to 20.25. Okay, just do the parallel connection, you will get the answer as 6.73. After that, you have to write the equivalent circuit. What we had assumed? We had assumed the current downwards. Na? So this is Norton's short circuit current and this is the impedance, that is 6.7, which we had got here. Okay, and the load terminal BC they had given, that is 5 ohm. We have to find out this 5 ohm. So it is nothing but go with the branch current, main current into resistance of the opposite branch divided by sum of resistances will give you the load current IL. So this is one of the example for Norton's. So however complicated the network, okay, the network is reduced to a single current source. It is reduced to a single current source with parallel resistor. Okay, and for Thevenin's it is reduced to a single voltage source with series resistor. How we will find out? In Thevenin's, the load terminal is open circuited and we have to find open circuit voltage, and in Norton's the load terminal is short circuited and you have to find short circuit current. After that, I will find out the equivalent impedance. It is same for both Thevenin's and Norton's. Fine. Equivalent impedance is found by looking from the load terminal or observing from the load terminal. The voltage sources in the network are shorted and the current source in the network are opened, and looking from the load terminal, check how the resistor branches are, whether they are in series, whether they are in parallel. Accordingly, find the equivalent impedance. Thank you.